Reserve is one of my favorite maps on Escape from Tarkov, but it's also one of the most confusing ones for people to learn. Where to loot, how to get there from your spawn, and where should I go? In today's video, we'll go over all of that in the Reserve spawn loot. Oh, and if you do any of these loot runs with no weapon and just a hatchet, Papa Half's going to be very angry at you. The build I would use if you're going to be going out and doing these runs is a very, cheap build. Not going to cost you a ton of money. For armor, I would honestly just go with the TV 110 rig. This is going to give you some good armor, plus you're going to get 2 bigger slots and some extra room for other loot. Most of you that are probably newer to the game are going to have an alpha container, so this is what I would bring, obviously. And if you have extra keys, bring your keys with you if you got any for reserve. And if you got any extra slots open, you could put medical items in here or just keep them open for loot. That's up to you. We're going to be bringing out a Vector. The Vector is going to be a lightweight weapon. You can easily build this thing for like 200k. I've got a little extra on it, but for a very cheap and easy build, you can build it for 200k. The GSSH, it's got the best way to hear people. It's just got the highest volume for you. The Momex, which is what I use just to keep you a little more covered on the head. Have a little harder time to aim at it. And rip ammo. We're not going for penetration on this. If you run to a player, we're honestly just going to be aiming for the legs. And with the Vector, it's going to be very, very effective. This is all about speed. This run is not about, or these runs are not about going in there and trying to kill every single person and then get the loot. This is about getting in, grabbing loot, and getting out. And this is going to allow you to get to all of the locations a lot faster. Alternatively, what you could do is, don't have max strength and max endurance, you could also bring in SJ6, although that's going to set you back like 60 to 70k on that one. That's up to you. But there's 3 different routes we're going to show you today, and those 3 different routes are going to be different loot paths, so they're not going to be the same for each one. Some are going to have some similarities, but they're not all going to be the same. This run's going to be the schoolhouse to Queen to the bunkers, the D2 run. This run can be done by a few different spawns. Either the one on top of this bunker here, the one that spawns over by the guard tower over there. There's also one other spawn that's over by a guard shack on the other side, but this spawn here pretty much has the immediate spawn that's going to be able to get to all the loot for the majority. Queen building, you may miss out on some of the items just because of something spawns over by the dome. So don't be surprised if you start getting into some type of conflict over by the door, by the Queen building. But you're gonna come over to the 3rd floor. Obviously, keep an eye out for any players. You can always stop off at the staircase and look over in this direction. If you spawn where we did, just check to see if anyone's coming. But just come over to this window here. You can also, before jump down, check on the flooring here, even on the table here. You get some tech spawn here. Always jump down below. And then all along these shelvings, you're going to have loot. It's going to spawn all the way through here. Top of these ones over here. Ones are along here. And this is where you'll find like Tetrises, Bitcoin, or sorry, not Bitcoins, Tetrises, GPUs, and a few other things. So definitely check it out. Good spawns in this direction. You can also sometimes find a flash drive that was sticking out the front. You can check these computers if you want, but I honestly think it slows you down. Once you finish that out, there's 2 ways you can take. You can run out the front side that you just jumped down into, but there may be a chance that players may already be coming down towards this direction to jump down below. You don't have to go this way to get out. Let people think that you're stuck in this room if you can't get out that window again. But right behind here, just look for this pallet. Don't crouch into it. It's kind of hard to do. And sometimes it get easier on the sandbag here, and then just jump on the sandbag here, and you're out. And pretty much we're just going to run around the building then. We're going to skip the medical room. Now, if you feel like you're a little late, you can always skip the Queen and go into the medical building and do some looting in there. But you're not going to find much. It still leads to the bunkers down below, so it's still a nice run. You have 2 choices. You can either go left or you can go right. In this case, I always go right first. Because there's a good chance you're going to run to the player that came from the dome. So I will try to take them out. Otherwise, if there's no one here, just go along these units here. Check for any loot. Got some tech there, some tech there. Pretty much all this is going to spawn tech. And along here as well, we got some of those spawn on top of these crates here. And then these ones are weird. Everything's like is floating. So you may be looking down below. I would say back up a little bit and just kind of glance this way, because some of the equipment does it does float. So yeah, there's a chance you may end up missing if you don't look. But after you check all this, there's another one there. Check behind you because the shelving unit also has it. You can jump right on top of this. Make sure that nothing's spawned up there. Very rare occurrence, but it does actually happen. From there. And then we're going to head backwards. Alternatively, normally you would just go back this direction and back and loop around where you were before. But alternatively, if you think that there is maybe someone already running that direction, you can always go out the front side here. Round around to the corner. Jump to the window. And then you're back to that tech spawn anyway. This is just going to loop you back around to where that initial door is, where you decide to go either left or right. But yeah, otherwise, if you were to go all the way back through the gymnasium, this will bring you back to here. We've got some more tech loot. Not as much that spawns in between these. There's one that spawns on the floor mainly. One there. There's one right there, and then one in the ground here. Once you've done that, check this here. Inside of here, it actually spawns inside the unit, so you may have to just look around and see if there's anything there. This time there was not, though. And behind here too, there's also some loot that spawns there. And then you can go to the room to the next room. More loot again. Check for any tech loot through here. We're unfortunately getting really, really bad spawns. But one on top of there as well. Okay, and this is where we come to kind of a split. If depending on how much time you have left that's taking you to get to this point, if you feel like you have enough time to do the loot run, normally I'd go down the staircase and continue. But if you feel like you have the time, go upstairs, take a left, check on top of these boxes, these barrels, and check on top of these boxes as well. Sometimes text does spawn on top of that as well. On the ground, all through here, loot will spawn. The boxes down below there as well. That's only if you feel like you have time left. If you feel like you won't, don't do this. It's sometimes not worth it. Like right now, we haven't seen anything, but it does spawn. There's a good chance it will. This room doesn't normally have it. I will check it though. Even if, if I'm up here at this point, I might as well check it just in case. Then we'll come back down below. We're gonna head down all the way down to the bottom to the bunker. Careful down here, because obviously players may be here, but also raiders too. Raiders probably gonna be more of a threat than anything. Around here, take a left, open up the door. They don't have to, so you can just two other alternatives you can take to get to the location we're trying to get to. On top of the table here, on top of the cabinet, there's spawns for intelligence. Check that. On top of this table as well, there's intelligence spawns. One on top of here, and also on top of this one here. Intelligence folders are nice though, when you can. You can turn the power on. I usually do at this point. Check inside of here. Check all along these ones here. That's a really big find. SG. That's really nice. Nothing around there. And this is up to you. There is rations inside this one. There are medical inside this one. There is tech inside of this one down here at the end. If you're really just looking for tech loot, check it. Might as well. It's on your way out anyway. And we get nothing really. So after that point, I'll continue to my left. And I would call this more of a low to medium threat run. Most people do run for the tech spawns, but the spawn that we got is the best one you're gonna have to actually do this run. You can also check behind this door too. Sometimes players will sit back there, wait for people to come down. Just be aware of that. But if you got that spawn, you're usually gonna have a very good chance of getting all the loot. The only people you gotta really worry about are the ones that spawn at the dorm or the dome, and also possibly at the by the K buildings, but it's very rare. Now we got really crappy spawns here with a bunch of motors, but you can get fuel spawns here. You can get water filters. There's a bunch of good stuff here, so check right here. Really good one to do. Then we're gonna come to the doors here, open them up. And again, this is pretty much at the end of the run. If you feel like you have the time and you have extra room that you want to loot still, take a right. Go up top, take a right. Continue on. Open up the door. Check on top of these here, because intelligence does spawn in this room. It can actually spawn right on top of the safe here. But check the safe. Might as well see what you can find. A little bit of money and a GP coin. I'll take it. And then that's pretty much all I'll check. You can check all the different toolboxes. There's a ton of them. If it's screws and bolts are still worth a decent amount of money, so might as well grab it if you have the time. If you feel like, if you're going down to D2 originally, and you don't feel like you're safe about it, I will show you another alternative that you can take. But if your main objective is to take D2, I'll show you the exit now. Right here is going to also be some more tech loot on top of this door. So check that. Get your coats, check for some loot inside there. And all you can do is once you hit that power on, you're going to hit the button for opening D2 door. And then the door will slowly open. It's up to you if you want to stay in this room. I'd probably recommend going out. It's just very, very loud door. So yeah, wait out here until for like at least 10 seconds, and then wait after 10 seconds and go back in, and it should be open enough to get out. I'll show you the door too. Pretty much the strategy. So click the button. You don't have to worry about that annoying door. Plus you can kind of keep an eye out for anyone that may be coming down. There's always a chance players may be coming this direction to exit at the same time. That should be enough time. And then boom, you start exiting. But we don't want to exit right now. So if you have an alternative time where you feel like you're gonna have some problems, like say someone beat you to this location and you're about to exit and you start hearing, footsteps or you hear gunfire, you don't feel like fighting them, just continue down this way. This will require the red rebel though. I will tell you this exit will require the red rebel, so if you do not have the red rebel, fight your way out of it. But if you do have the red rebel, just continue on. You're gonna come to the big room here. That's gonna have the big staircase, winding staircase to go all the way to the top. This is going to be the other, I guess, more relaxing exit to take. You don't have to worry about too many people coming this direction. Again, unless you worry about the people camping it, that's all you really got to worry about. Not many people are going to be at the dome unless they're doing their questing. But if you're not fully looted, just check along the sides. Sometimes some loot spawns. Grab the loose stuff that you can. Open up the door here. Come on up top. Open up the door. Take an immediate right. Get the back way through here. Follow the fence line. And then right here is where you'll be at. Now, if you have a red rebel and a paracord, you probably already know what you're doing here. If you do not know, though, if you're wearing any type of body armor, you have to take it off and put it inside of your backpack, or toss it if it's not very good. And then you also need to have a paracord, which you'll probably have down in your pouch down here, and that will allow you to exit. You can lay down here in the corner, make yourself a little bit less noticeable. You'll exit. Next one's going to be the bunker hill. If anyone knows this spawn, you know that it's a screw you type of spawn, because pretty much you're not going to make it to any of the tech spawn in time. All good loot's gonna be gone by the time you even make it over by the school. So this run, I hope it does help, because I have some ideas that may help you out a little bit. So we're gonna start this out by actually going inside of the bunkers. So you're gonna spawn behind by the guard tower there, run over here. Be very careful, because most people don't really pay attention when they're running, at least at the beginning. The amount of times people fall down here, it's just funny. Then you break your legs, and well, that's always fun. But you can check all the bunkers. What you're looking for are phase arrays. Now they will spawn inside these bunkers, so check along all of these shelving units. You can also get fuel containers down here too, so it's a good place to get fuel if you're really low on that. Once you check that one, I also check over here, because there's also another item you can get, which is a tank battery. Now, we all know tank batteries are very extremely heavy, and they're not very much of a price anymore. They're like 250k at this time. But you can also find a few other items too. But tank batteries, if there's one of the things you need to grab, then this is definitely the route for you. Or if you're just looking for something to sell, you can. It's just very heavy. Just keep that in mind. Check on top of the table. Sometimes it spawns right there, the phase array. I'll check around the outskirts as well again. If there's any sight of an item that you're hoping to get. Nope, nothing for us this time. At this point, I'll take an immediate right. This is also going to be an alternative way you can take. You can usually go towards the White Knight and start looting that, but if you have the RBST key, this is a very nice run to do. Now, granted, as of recording right now, the price of the key is not very high because we're pretty much 3 months into the wipe, 2 months to the wipe actually. So it's not a very expensive key. Oh, more fuel, just like that. I will take that, please. But if you get the RBST key, this is your garage key. And again, you can find tank batteries in here. There's a bunch of different loot as well. There's a crate right there, a weapons box. Get a weapons box there. Another one in the back there. You can find a lot of different weapon parts spawning here. You get 2 grenade boxes. Tech could actually spawn on top of here. This is also another phase array spawn. These boxes that are open, check these as well, because there's a chance of a full-fledged AK ready to be picked up and good to go. I think it even does come with ammo, if I remember correctly. So yeah, just if you're looking for stuff like that, this is a very good run to take. And then after this, I will typically go straight through the garage here. Again, watch out, possible players at this point. We're going to come all the way down to the White Knight here. Take a left here. I'm gonna go all the way to the top. Most of these runs are going to be no key runs, but some are going to require some. Like, they're optional. You can always take your different direction if you feel like you don't want to spend the money on the keys, or if you just don't have the keys in general. But you can check the computer there for some computer parts. Inside here, I will typically check the duffel bag. Just extra stuff to see what there is. Again, this is not going to be the most craziest area to get loot. But, hey, sometimes, well, I shouldn't say that, sometimes, a lot of times you're going to get the spawn, so you might as well know where to loot. This room especially is a ton of weapon parts. You can also find full weapons in here, too. Check on top of here, because there's some food spawns. Sugar and whatnot can spawn here. The box there, more parts over here. When we come out to the roof, to your left, there's going to be some more things there. Sometimes on top of the shelving unit, there's also going to be weapon parts. More there. More on top of this here. A lot more to spawn here. I usually wouldn't go up here, but if you're feeling risky, more weapon parts are going to spawn up here too. And as well over here. After you've done that, jump through the hole. Make sure you jump through this hole and not the hole over there, because then you'll drop right down into the garage and hurt yourself. And you're gonna feel the pain. Grenade cut boxes here. Check that as well. You can check these cabinets too. Not bad loot. There's some decent stuff to be found in there. More weapon parts all along here. Then once you get done with that, I will typically not take the back entrance out, because I can't tell you the amount of times there's somebody out there by the train tracks waiting. So I will jump on top of this here, hit the corner of the sandbag, and you're good to go. You can drop down. And then what I'll typically do is I'll go over to the Black Knight, try to cross over without getting hurt. Watch out for players, of course. And this is where I do all the cabinet and jacket runs. So once I get over here, check these 2 jackets here. Check the bag if you like to. Sometimes you get some loot that will spawn down below in the cabinet there. Open the 3rd door here. Another jacket there. By the cabinet, I'll check that. I'll be very careful though, because obviously you've got the open window there. So check. I'm gonna go upstairs to the 2nd level. Same thing. Open up this door here. Check the 2 jackets there. Check all these cabinets here. Make sure you close the door. Otherwise, obviously someone's gonna probably come up and whack you in the back of the head without you even noticing. I get another crate right there. The door here. One more jacket. You got 3 cabinets here. Check those. Always some decent loot inside those things. Last one I do check every time that I'm here, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 computers in here plus another cabinet. So I'll check that. Probably cabinet. I will check the roof. The only reason why I check the roof is because right next to this mattress is a chance for an SVD to spawn. And if there's nothing there, just time to get out. Now you can take the staircase all the way down if you like to. I like to take the quick way out because I don't feel like walking all the way through the staircase again. Good, well, I'll take that. Jump up top here. Once you're up here, you need to way down, obviously. Jump on top of the box. You're gonna get slightly hurt, but you're not gonna get really hurt. At this point, you probably have enough loot to get out, so I wouldn't really risk trying to go to any other places to get loot. But you can come inside of here. This is again the gymnasium. All the loot's gonna be gone at this point, so don't even waste your time looking. Unless you really feel like maybe there was a fight and people just didn't come in here, you could check. It's up to you. But same thing. We're just gonna come all the way through the end, through the door here, go down the staircase. At this point, someone's probably turned the power on. If not, just double tap O, and if it's green, then it means that D2's open. At this point, just follow the same direction as we did for the first route, and that's going to take you to the D2 exit. And that's what I would normally do for this run. The more unusual spawns you're going to get is going to be the one here. This is located by the K buildings. You're kind of in between really nice loot and nothing, but the problem is that to get to the nice loot, which is just on the other side of the medical building here, you have to beat the spawn that's right to your left. You have to beat the spawn that's just below the dome, which you're never going to beat them. You got to worry about the people that we originally started that first run at by the school. And of course, you got that corner spawn that's also rushing to the school. So if you get the spawn, I honestly would skip it, because unless you have have maxed out strength and endurance, you're not going to make it to the loot. Someone else is already going to get all that stuff. What I would typically suggest is take a right. Once you take a right, you got the bunkers over here. I would call this the food run. This is honestly, well, partial food run plus some other loot, but I call this the food run. It's one that you're not going to really run to anybody. The only thing you may have to worry about is honestly the scat boss. That's about it. But I started up top here. Now, a lot of people don't know about these boxes here. You can actually, oh, there's also a paracord, by the way. Paracord spawn inside here, if you didn't know. This one's harder jump to make. I a lot of times don't make it myself, but some people can. So you normally would jump up here. Jump over here. Hit that corner there. Again, I don't even hit it half the time. But there's a box behind there you can also loot. Most people don't know about that. We're going to skip this one because I'm not feeling my jumps today. But the other one I know I can hit every single time. You jump up here the corner. Get up here. Wait for our stamina to come back up. We're going to be aiming for that power box right there. Jump over. Didn't have me to jump that like that. But you'll see once we get back up there. This is a very relaxed thing, so if you miss the jumps once or twice, you're not going to have to worry about any players at all. More energy. Jump across. Get up top. Jump over. Check the box. Again, this is going to be rations. But this is what we're actually going for. We're going for rations, and it's because of the sugar. Sugar and milk is what I'll grab. If you're still working on the Tashanka quest, this is also another good way to get those. But just jump back over. Once you've done that, you're back at the bunker, the hermetic door exit. You don't have to, again, still have to worry about anything. This is a very low run, very low risk run, which you're going to run down below. This is going to require a PSP1 key. PSP1 key is not expensive at all, so I would recommend you buying that key. Again, at the time of filming, it's not a very expensive key, I should say. But all you do is just open the door here. I was keeping out just in case there may be somebody. There's many boxes here. There's also a medical box in here too, so if you need any meds, well, you're in luck. There may be a chance for them for you. But I do this run specifically for the sugar, especially when you're about mid-wipe. There's a lot of people that are going to need sugar for making stuff for your moonshine. So that's another thing to keep an eye out for. I can't give you an exact number how many sugars you're actually going to find. I would say myself, when I'm doing this run, I usually will find 4 or 5 of them. And that's a lot. It'll keep you going for a while. But everyone's going to have different luck, obviously. It all depends on what the server decides to spawn you. There's another crate here. Again, look at what you can get from it. Coffee as well is nice. Kind of coffee, milk, sugar, all that good stuff. After this one, there's also a tech spawn in here too, so we'll check that as well. On top of this box too, double check this one and back here. This sugar can also spawn on top of there. But we'll check the tech loot right here. Take what we can get our hands on. We'll open up the door here. Don't take that door there. I call that the guard tower, but the guard tower from hell, because you're pretty much in the open when you go out there. So take a left. We're going to take a right through this hallway here. This is going to bring you up by the K buildings. So the K buildings are going to be just over here to our left. Once you get your stamina up first for a moment, just relax here because you're going to be out in the open for just a minute. Once you get to here, you can take an immediate right. Take a left. And you're back at the Black Knight. This is again realigning with the run that you originally did when you're looking for the phase arrays, and you're just gonna basically do the exact same thing again. And that's how I would usually finish up this run, is by going through all these the doors here, checking out the coats, and just repeating, rinse and repeat from the last run. But yeah, that's about my little small guide on the reserve looting for different spawns. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see in the future for content like this, as far as like spawn loot or where you should go exactly. Or if you have any questions or concerns about anything, as always, leave your feedback because I love hearing your guys' feedback on everything, and I will see you in the next one.